Hey guys, I'm back with another video on how to make one of these. Right. It's basically like a really crude monkey fist, which is basically stainless steel ball bearing wrapped in paracord. But this is basically a really crude version of one, so. Or better yet, this one is way better. I didn't have enough weights for this. I used lead fishing weights, so I made this out of a bunch of zip ties, and that one actually echoed. Damn. Okay, so what you're gonna need is a bunch of zip ties of some kind. A bunch of small ones and some other sizes would be a lot better, but I didn't grab that many when I went out to the garage to get some. I wasn't gonna make two. And if you don't have small ones, I'm using this. It's basically like twist tie cord, but I don't know what it actually is. I just found it in the drawers, so I figured I'd use it for something. And fishing weights. This one's stainless steel and it's not really all that heavy. So I also have a ratchet bit. So needless to say, you don't want to get hit with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ratchet bit and I'm going to put the fishing weight just like this and run this wire through the fishing weight out the other end of the ratchet bit. I'm going to bend this over here. It's back like that. Please don't prefer to little kid jokes and shit. Okay? I know I said I'm going to bend this over or whatever. Which little perverted kids are going to start saying shit now, probably. If you're that young and perverted, you don't need to be watching this video anyway. How to make a weapon. It's a blunt, non-lethal weapon, improvised. See what I'm doing here? I'm just making sure this isn't going to come loose and like fly off and mollywop somebody in the side of the head and knock them out when you're trying to defend yourself. Don't go out and use this to attack somebody. Self-defense, please, only. And if you wanted to, you could just use this wire, just like this. But that's a little bit flimsy. And it's going to wind up coming back and hitting you. That's why I made a second one instead of just using this one, not only because it's so light, but it's really flimsy. See, like, when I go to swing it, it comes back around and hits my arm, and then when I go to bring it back, it hits my elbow. So what I'm going to do, I don't have any longer zip ties, so I'm just going to fashion them together like this. You see this? So this needs to be the inside. I don't know, I'm kind of confused. I'm not exactly sure how they work. I don't need to do this. So do this. I'm probably going to have to do like 4 together or something. Or 3 might work. I'm definitely going to have to do 4. So you'll need to do like this. Need to be like this. And I'm going to go ahead now and take the pliers and snip off all these end pieces here. Hopefully you can see that. The rest off camera, so it'll be a little bit easier for me not having to reach around. Okay, I thought I messed up for a second. I thought I cut off the actual piece I was going to use. So then you'll have this. And what you'll want to do is run one end of this through your wire or whatever you're using here. I didn't leave enough slack. And I actually got a surprising amount of views on my other video really quickly. Maybe people like, I don't know, might get a lot of searches. How to make a homemade knife sharpener, apparently, because 10 views in like 2 days. No subscribers, so that's not bad. I don't think I have enough zip ties for the handle piece. See, then you'll wind up with this. And you could use it like this if you wanted to. Just put one finger through here and hold onto this bit. And that's good, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to run another zip tie through right here like this. This will make the hand a little bit easier to use. Let me cut this off first, so it's not in the way. It would be easier to cut off later if I wanted to. It'd be easier than it would to cut it off later. See, now I can just take this and tape it. I was prepared. I had a piece of tape already ready, so I didn't have to take it off the roll that I was using to stand up my phone. Okay. You can basically make this as heavy or as light as you want. You could do it with paracord and something to attach the weights, but the whole reason, if you're going to use paracord, just look up how to make an actual monkey's fist. It'd be a lot better. Probably wouldn't look as bad in a court case if you didn't wind up having to go to court for it, for self-defense, but if you injured somebody that badly, I mean, no matter what you use, it's probably not going to be in your favor. Okay, so I just wrapped that door. This doesn't move around. And you'll see I rotated this to the inside so that's not rubbing against my hand whenever I'm using it. There. And obviously you do not want to be hit with this in the side of the head. This is going to hurt very badly. Probably crack your skull if you hit the person hard enough. So please don't, unless it's in a self-defense situation, and unless you're in a self-defense situation and you see the person threatening you and your health severely to where it justifies self-defense in your state, then use it. But otherwise I would not recommend using it, because you can wind up going to court and you can get charged with assault, and yeah. So now I've got this, which I could just leave it like this, and that'd be pretty devastating, but just so it doesn't look quite so menacing if you do want to go into court, I would just wrap this with duct tape to pad it a little bit, and that way it doesn't freaking crack the person's skull, cause any severe damage. You just want to stun them enough to be able to get away. So let me get this tape. So now you have this. It doesn't look quite as threatening, but it's still going to hurt extremely bad if you hit somebody with it. I don't know if you heard that, but you could actually hear, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a spring sound from the house. I don't know how to explain it. This thing's extremely painful if you get hit with it. And I would recommend wrapping this entire thing with duct tape so it's not quite as flimsy, so it doesn't come back and hit you. So here's the finished product here. If you have more zip ties, you can actually make a full handle. And you have this here. Ow, frick. See, and that is where it just came around and hit me right. Well, I'm sure you can tell it's right there, just below my elbow and right there, right on my elbow. So yeah, it's the one I just made. That's pretty good. But here's this one here, which is better. Not as heavy, but it's still Here's the door off TV stand. show you on this. Okay, here we go. I don't know where it hit, but this is actually pretty hard. See, like, I don't have a knife just conveniently open, and the tip's broken off this one, and it don't have a lock, so that's not exactly the safest thing to do, but you get the point. Obviously, you wouldn't want to be hit with this lead fishing weight. And you could do this if you wanted to. And have two of them. It's like, but just all you really need is lead fishing weights and some kind of cord. Paracord or zip ties is what I used here. This one I used at an old phone charger that was broke. I cut it and used the wire out of that. This one's like really flimsy and not really something you want to be using, especially if you got it near your head or level your head, because you can see how flimsy it is. And if I swing, like, you can see it came around and hit me in the arm. Of course, if you hit somebody with it, it wouldn't do that, but in the odd chance you do miss, you're gonna, like, hit yourself and it's gonna hurt. I've been playing Minecraft. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. This thing would hurt extremely bad if you got hit with it, so yeah. That's how to make an improvised monkey fist without paracord or steel ball bearing. So all you need is some zip ties, duct tape. You don't have to have it. If you have small zip ties, use them to attach to the lead fishing weights. If not, use this here. This is like almost like Kanthal you would use for coral building in a dripper RDA for vape pen, or not vape pen, but box mod, mechanical mod, whatever. It's kind of like Kanthal. If you had Kanthal, that might work. I don't know. But yeah, you get the point. But just basically, this is stuff you can find around your house, pretty much. If you go fishing, you'll definitely have the lead fishing weights. And who doesn't have shoestrings or something of that nature? And who doesn't have duct tape? You can fix anything with duct tape. So yeah. I guess that's the end of the video. Bye.